Hi Scorpio, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your August 2021 love reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridging the gap spread. And the way it works is we'll actually take a look at the past energies, present energies, and future energies between you and your main love interest. Once we get through all those, we'll actually pull some oracle cards with some additional insight. That's where the bridging the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Tarot Sexual Magic. And also keep in mind while I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left is your energy and the cards on the right is the other person's. If you feel like it's the other way around in their situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have Tradition. So this is actually the equivalent to the Hierophant in traditional tarot, which is Taurus energy. So this could just be saying that you might have saw a lot of potential in this person, possibly for it to lead to marriage somewhere down the line. That's what I'm seeing with that. Now it does always stand out to me with this deck too that we have Romeo and Juliet's names on the card. So for some reason there might have been something that was preventing that from taking place, but that's at least what I feel like you guys are feeling on an emotional level. Alright. Past energy on their side, we have the King of Swords. So this is actually the court card for Aquarius. So it could just be saying on the one hand, maybe they felt like they could have made a home with you as well with that energy. But also, given the energies I'm seeing in the reading as a whole, it's possible that they might have been involved in another connection in the past, and maybe that's why you were seeing that Romeo and Juliet dynamic, because maybe you had that desire for them, but for whatever reason you felt like it couldn't happen. So that could have been why. Possibly they were in another connection in the past. Present energy on your side, we have the Ten of Cups. So this is Pisces energy, and obviously fifth house energy for you guys, but also obviously this is an energy that represents happiness, fulfillment on an emotional level. So I could see this playing out two ways. So on the one hand, it could just be saying that you guys might actually be moving in that direction now. Maybe you've officially started dating, for example. But at the same time, with it being Pisces energy, it could just still be more of a vision that you guys hold for the relationship, but maybe it hasn't necessarily come to play out in real life just yet. But that's what I'm seeing there. All right, present energy on their side, we have Ten of Pentacles, Virgo energy, Two of Wands, Aries energy, and the Stars. So again, we see the Aquarius energy. Obviously, with the Ten of Pentacles, it looks like they're willing to move toward a steady connection with you as well. That Two of Wands represents that fresh start. And then with the Stars, obviously, that looks like a wish fulfillment thing too. So definitely looks like pretty positive energy in the present. Now, in the future position on your side, we have the Eight of Coins, and this is Virgo energy. So, not the most romantic energy, especially after the past and present energies we've seen, but I feel like this is saying maybe it's you guys actually putting in the work toward the connection, right? So, like I said, maybe a lot of this was, okay, I feel like this could go to distance, right? I feel the attraction for this person, but those could have been more on an emotional level, and now this could be you actually putting in the practical work toward the connection in the future. I might even point to a timeline too, which would just be saying when we get toward the end of August, when we're actually going to be in Virgo season, that could be when you actually start to put the practical work in toward the connection. All right, future energy on their side, we have the Tower and the Fool. So this is kind of weird energy here, because what I would say is there's a few different ways I could see this playing out. So hang with me here. The first one could be saying that if they were in another connection, like I was saying, that was a possibility, and while you might have seen it as a forbidden type thing in the past, that could just be saying that they're going to be leaving that connection behind and starting anew, right? Probably with you, given the rest of the energies we see at play. For others of you, this can represent them actually, for whatever reason, I don't know if they get cold feet or what, but this is going to be them ending the connection with you. So that's certainly at least a possibility. It's just a little odd for me because seeing the energies I see in the present, it definitely looks like they're moving toward that stability as well. So it could just be one of those things. If this were to happen, I feel like that might be more of a minor blip on the radar where, for example, the Leo new moon that we're going to have is going to be a pretty intense one. It's going to be making a square with Uranus, which is actually in your seventh house of relationships and partnerships. That could bring some kind of volatile, crazy communications around that time. So if it happens around then, I would see it's definitely more of a temporary thing. But let me see if there's anything else that comes to mind with this. Yeah. The last thing would be if they felt you were in another connection. I could see them actually ending this connection and leaving as well, but I'm not really seeing any energy on your part that says that you guys had another connection going on, quite frankly. So definitely interesting energy in a future position. We'll see if the Oracle cards add anything to the mix, but those are at least the main storylines that come to mind. And like I said, for some of you, it could just be a minor blow up because we do see the Tower followed immediately by the Fool. But I don't really see anything on your end that would bring that about. So I don't know. It's kind of odd. All right. Bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Princess of Coins. So this is actually the equivalent of the Page of Pentacles. And again, I feel like this is, like I was saying there, where in the past you might have saw the potential for it to be something stable and committed, but you might have felt like it was elusive at the time. Like I said, possibly because they were in another connection. Some of you could be somebody you work with as well, given that we do see the Pentacle energy coming up a bit, and that could be one reason why it might have been quote unquote forbidden in the past. So that's at least a possibility. And then the bottom of the deck on their side, they have the Ten of Wands. So for some of you, this could just be saying that they might have a lot on their plate too, so that could be part of why. If they were to abruptly seem to cut the connection off, that's the case. I still don't feel that it would be a permanent thing, but obviously, depending on how they handle that with you, you might make the decision on their behalf to say it's a permanent thing, right? But I don't necessarily feel like if they left, they were going to be gone for good. But yeah, I at least see that potential there. But with this deck in particular, Ten of Wands too doesn't necessarily represent that they're feeling burdened. It could mean that they're actually willing to put in that work as well. So definitely interesting. There's a little bit of a split there on their side for sure, whereas your side seems a lot more stable. But like I said, we'll see what we get from the Oracle cards. First, we'll pull cards from the Aqua Moonlight deck here. I did pre-shuffle this deck before we started recording, but what I'm going to be looking for here is jumpers. First, I'll be looking for unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. And if I shuffle for a while and nothing comes up, I'll just move on to the next Oracle deck. But occasionally we get extra messages here, so we'll see if we get any. Okay, looks like we got two that don't want to go back in. And next we'll see if we get any from them to you. Alright, got one there. So, let's see what we got. Alright, we have Karma. Seriously, there we go. It says, my life is falling apart and I'm struggling. I'm not really seeing that on your side, to be perfectly honest with you. So for some of you, if there was some kind of weird background here that I'm not seeing, so for example, if you guys were the ones in the other connection and then maybe they didn't know that and they found out, that's certainly a possibility. But aside from that, I mean, looks like your energy is pretty light. So I don't know, maybe that'll resonate for a few of you, but yeah, that's what we have there. And then we also have Space. And it won't focus. There we go. It says I need to take a step back because I'm still trying to figure out what I want. Another interesting message there too, because if anything, I feel like that would be more for the energy on this side. So to be fair, I do mention that for some of you, you might feel like this is more your energy on the right, and this might be the other person's. So if you guys are resonating more with this side, I could kind of see those things maybe fitting more with them versus you. But hopefully that resonates with you guys either way. And then on their side, we have Choice. Okay, it says I'm trying to make a very difficult decision and it involves you. So yeah, as far as that goes, reading that message leads me to believe that for some of you that could definitely be what it is, that they might have another person that they've been dealing with. If that's the case, like I said, for the majority of you, it looks like they would leave that connection behind and move toward you. I don't know, but this is kind of heavy stuff with these Oracle cards on your side too. So I don't know what kind of weird dynamics are going on here. Interestingly enough, I do remember your general reading for this month. I think I titled it Karma into Chaos. So If this sounds like your story just because there are some missing pieces here that seem a little crazy, you might want to check that reading out. It might fill in some of those missing pieces for you, but yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. And lastly, we'll see what the Wisdom of the Oracle adds to the mix. And same situation as far as I pre-shuffled this deck as well, but here I'm just looking for one card and we'll wrap up. Alright, so nothing's coming up there, but what I'll do is we'll put the deck down and give me a few seconds to tune in, then we'll just pull a card. Okay. Alright, we have No Place Like Home. There's the artwork, and the number is 50. Cancer actually got this card too, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Cancer. So if you guys are dealing with the Cancer, maybe check that out. Their reading, I remember, it was like two people were really dug in. Like no one was putting in effort towards fixing the situation. So I don't know. Maybe that's not your situation. Could just be a coincidence, but we'll see what it says. Okay, it says authenticity, coming home to yourself, feeling at home, arriving at a place where you just fit, being comfortable in your own skin. The Oracle's message, home feels safe and secure. It's a comfortable place to rest and create, a place that is known and you can call yours. This card signals that your ability to trust yourself and feel at home in your own skin is beginning to solidify. As you claim your dignity and integrity, aspects of yourself no one can take away from you. You know who you are. You hold your head high, yet with neither pride nor humility. Instead, you stand as the observer, seeing through the eyes of your soul. This puts you in a position of power and strength. Authenticity is your home. You are safe here in the house of your spirit and spirit. All right, so pretty positive message there. And like I said, your energy does seem fairly stable on the left side. This looks a little more chaotic on the right side, but hopefully that resonated with you guys. The relationship message says lovers, friends, and companion animals are at home in your life right now. You are in sync and full of love, and you can be secure in the knowledge that it is reciprocated. Relationships elicit a sense of emotional safety, comfort, and the best aspects of familiarity now. Be home in this relationship. Together you add to the love of the world. So again, like I said, a pretty positive message there too. And to be fair, like right up here in the present, things look really awesome. Future on your side, pretty good. Like I said, not the most romantic energy. That Tower card, though, is really, really weird. So, I mean, the only way I could really see this message resonating with that is if it is that storyline that I mentioned, where maybe if they were in another connection, they could be leaving that one behind to move toward a connection with you. But even that, it just sounds like there's a lot going on there. Like I said, if this does resonate with you, definitely check out the general reading because that could definitely help fill in some of the pieces for you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.